The first 3 books in this series were about restoration, restoring adult bodies to the function they were built for, restoring the energy, restoring the hunger signal, restoring the body's ability to put out its own inflammation. This book is about something different. It is about construction. A child's body is not a smaller version of an adult body. A child's body is a construction project. The mitochondrial network is being built for the first time. The brain is being wired for the first time. The airway is taking its final shape. The immune system is being calibrated. The hunger and reward circuits are being installed. Each of these systems has a specific window. The window opens at conception or birth, or a specific developmental moment. The system gets built during that window from whatever the environment provides. When the window closes, the system stays roughly the way it was built, sometimes for the rest of the child's life. This is what Coherence is about, the 4th book in the Lay Reader series, the one written for parents, grandparents, pediatricians, and anyone who cares for a child. The book begins with a single sentence that should reframe how every parent thinks about the daily inputs their child receives. Your child is not a small adult. Your child is a construction project, and the quality of what gets built depends on what is available during the construction window. The mother's biology before birth shapes the child's mitochondria. The mother's gut microbes are partially transferred during delivery. The fat in the mother's milk builds the infant's brain. The light the child receives in the first years of life calibrates their circadian system. The food they eat as toddlers shapes the membranes their nervous system is built from. The way they breathe sets the shape of their face. The hours they spend outdoors determine whether they will need glasses by the time they are 8. Almost none of this is in the standard well child visit. The book walks through it, system by system, movement. Children's bodies were built to move for hours every day. Not to be entertained, not to be supervised in scheduled activities, just to move freely. When that movement is absent, the consequences are not behavioural, they are structural. Bone density, vestibular development, mitochondrial biogenesis, the capacity for sustained attention in a classroom hours later. Food, the fats children eat are being installed into the membranes of their growing brains. Industrial seed oils produce membranes that work less well than the omega-3 rich membranes the child's nervous system was designed to be built from. The difference shows up later as attention difficulty, mood vulnerability, and the inflammation that drives so many childhood conditions. Breathing. A child whose mouth is open at rest is a child whose airway is signaling something. The mouth-breathing child does not develop the same mid-face architecture as the nose-breathing child, the same tongue position, the same dental arch. The mouth-breathing child grows into the snoring adult, into the patient with sleep apnea decades later, all because a window in the first 8 years of life was open and no one knew to look. Light. Children who play outside in real sunlight for several hours a day do not develop nearsightedness at the same rate as children who do not. This is not a small effect. In some Asian cities where children spend almost all their daylight hours indoors, more than 90% of young adults are now nearsighted. The cause is not screens themselves, it is the absence of bright outdoor light during a developmental window when the eye is finalizing its shape. Each of these has a mechanism, each of these has a window, each of these has an intervention that costs almost nothing and changes a child's biology durably. The book closes with the Coherence Protocol, a practical, daily, mechanistically derived set of inputs to provide during the construction window, and a chapter on what to ask the paediatrician, the dentist, and the ear-nose-throat physician so that the parent can be a partner in the care, not a passive recipient of advice. If you have a child who struggles to focus and you have been told it is behavioural, if you have a child who never seems to settle and you have been told they will grow out of it, if you are pregnant or thinking about it and you want to know what the next 36 months actually require, if you simply want to know what your child's body is asking for and why, this is the book. Coherence. How your child's body builds itself and what it needs to do it right. Lay Reader, edition book 4 of the Living Energy series by Catherine Hornbeak. Read the book.